The octopus, a creature that has fascinated humans for centuries with its extraordinary intelligence, dexterity, and sense of mystery. It is not an ordinary mollusk crawling along the ocean floor. An octopus is a master of camouflage, strategy, and adaptation, a true acrobat of the underwater world. Its body is soft, flexible, and almost entirely boneless, while its arms, lined with countless suction cups, are capable of performing complex movements independently, grasping, exploring, and manipulating objects with remarkable precision. The octopus amazes observers with its ability to change both the color and texture of its skin in a fraction of a second, allowing it to blend seamlessly into its surroundings or communicate with other individuals. An octopus is a mollusk from the cephalopod class, which means it belongs to the same family as squids, cuttlefish, and nautiluses. Although evolutionarily it is unique and highly specialized, its body bears no resemblance to that of a fish or any vertebrate. It has no skeleton, no spine, and no fins, yet it moves through water with astonishing precision, relying on the hydraulic power of its own body and an intricate muscular system. The arms of an octopus are extensions of its head and torso, equipped with hundreds of suction cups that act as sensitive, manipulative tools able to explore the environment, grasp objects, and navigate the ocean floor in ways that resemble independently functioning, intelligent limbs. From an evolutionary standpoint, the octopus is far removed from fish and all vertebrates. Its lineage diverged millions of years ago, giving rise to a form of life that developed extraordinary adaptive and intellectual abilities in a spineless world. Its soft, flexible body allows it to squeeze through narrow crevices and hidden shelters, and the absence of a skeleton does not limit its strength or dexterity. On the contrary, the octopus uses its fluid body to perform movements that would seem impossible to most other creatures. What sets the octopus apart from other cephalopods is the combination of exceptional body plasticity, intelligence, and sophisticated survival strategies. Every motion is the product of millions of years of evolution, creating a creature perfectly adapted to life in the ocean, both as a predator and a master of disguise. The octopus is therefore much more than a simple mollusk. It is a symbol of evolutionary innovation, intelligence, and adaptive capability, allowing it to thrive in the most demanding environments of the underwater world. This is a creature that commands respect not only for its strength and agility, but, above all, for its intelligence. Octopuses are capable of solving puzzles, opening jars, remembering and learning from experience, placing them among the most intelligent invertebrates on Earth. They are also incredibly sensitive and highly aware of their surroundings, responding to stimuli in ways that continue to astonish scientists, revealing a level of perception and understanding that few other creatures possess. Octopuses are an incredibly diverse group of cephalopods, encompassing species that differ dramatically in size, habitat, and survival strategies. In the world's oceans, we find everything from miniature varieties that can fit in the palm of your hand to giant species whose arms can reach several meters in length and weigh over 50 kilograms. This vast range in size is the result of millions of years of evolution, allowing different species to specialize in distinct ecological niches, from shallow coral reefs to the dark depths of the ocean. In coastal zones, small and medium-sized octopuses are most common. These species rely on their intelligence and dexterity to hunt crabs, small fish, and crustaceans. They are masters of camouflage, able to change the color, texture, and even the shape of their bodies to blend seamlessly into their surroundings, from coral reefs to rocky coves. Their rapid adaptability allows them to survive in dynamic environments where threats and competition are high. In the deep ocean, we encounter giant or deep-sea octopuses, adapted to life under extreme pressure, darkness, and scarce food resources. Species such as the giant Pacific octopus, Enteroctopus doflani, or deep-sea species from the family Ceratoothidae possess elongated arms and tentacles that enable them to detect prey in total darkness. Their eyes are adapted to minimal light, and their skin often contains bioluminescent structures that aid in communication or confuse predators. We must not forget the tiny species, measuring only a few centimeters, which nonetheless display behaviors typical of larger octopuses. They manipulate objects, explore their environment, and even learn through observation. These small forms of life often play crucial roles in coastal ecosystems, helping regulate populations of crustaceans and small fish. Each octopus species is a testament to evolutionary flexibility. Their bodies, nervous systems, and arms have developed in response to environmental demands, prey types, and the presence of predators. This diversity makes octopuses some of the most versatile invertebrate predators, capable of thriving in both bustling coral reefs and cold, dark ocean depths. In their world, no two strategies are the same. Each octopus, from the tiniest to the colossal, is a unique combination of intelligence, dexterity, and adaptive specialization. Octopuses stand out among all other animals to such an extent that they are difficult to compare to anything else in the animal kingdom. First, their bodies are almost completely boneless. They have no spine or internal rigid support. This gives them incredible flexibility, allowing them to squeeze through gaps several times smaller than their body diameter, while their arms act as independent, highly precise tools. Each suction cup on an arm can move independently, explore objects, and sense textures and temperature, all without direct input from the central brain. It is as if each arm has its own intelligence. Despite having no bones, octopuses can exert force and precision in their movements that most vertebrates can achieve only through a combination of muscles and skeleton. Their bodies function like a hydraulic system, with water-filled muscles allowing them to extend, contract, and stabilize their arms in any position. This gives them the ability to manipulate their surroundings in ways unmatched by most mammals or birds. Additionally, octopuses can change the color, texture, and even shape of their bodies, a trait utterly unique in the animal kingdom. They can blend into rocks, coral, or sand so effectively that they become nearly invisible to both predators and prey. Their skin contains chromatophores, iridophores, and leucophores, which allow them to control not just color but also sheen, making them masters of camouflage and visual communication. Octopuses are also among the few invertebrates that exhibit complex cognitive behaviors. They can solve problems, use tools, learn through observation, and plan actions. This combination of a soft, flexible body, extreme dexterity, and intelligence sets octopuses apart in the animal kingdom as almost supernatural creatures, balancing physical capability with mental creativity. Contrary to popular terminology, the octopus does not have tentacles but 8 arms, which serve not only as means of locomotion but, more importantly, as highly specialized manipulative organs. Each arm is lined with rows of suction cups that act simultaneously as independent sensors and grasping tools. These are not simple tentacles, as often depicted in popular culture. An octopus's arms are fully functional, complex structures capable of independently exploring the environment, probing crevices, grasping objects, and performing precise manipulations. The difference between an arm and a tentacle, in a biological sense, lies primarily in functionality and movement precision. Tentacles, in the traditional sense, like those of jellyfish or squids, are mainly used for capturing prey or locomotion. Octopus arms, however, are far more complex. Each muscular segment is independent, and the suction cups function like miniature sensory brains, capable of assessing shape, texture, taste, and temperature of any object they touch. The arms can move independently of the central brain, as if each of the 8 arms possesses its own control system, while the octopus coordinates them in a smooth and extraordinarily precise manner. Structure of the arms combines strength, flexibility, and delicacy. The muscles operate hydraulically, allowing the arms to bend, stretch, press, and wrap around objects with force proportional to necessity. This gives the octopus the ability to perform tasks that would require complex mechanisms or tools for a human. It can tear open hard-shelled crustaceans while simultaneously handling soft objects gently, without causing damage. Octopuses use their arms not only for hunting, but also for exploring their surroundings, communicating, and defending themselves. Each arm is equipped with hundreds of suction cups that function as independent sensory receptors. They can detect chemical signals in the water, recognize surface textures, and even analyze the chemical composition of food. This allows the octopus to feel its environment in ways unavailable to most other animals. The octopus's brain is one of the most remarkable organs in the animal kingdom, and an absolute phenomenon among invertebrates. Although it lacks a spine or skeleton, its nervous system is among the most complex of all invertebrates, and the octopus is considered the most intelligent of mollusks. The central brain is located near the esophagus, surrounded by a nerve ring that controls the 8 arms. What makes the octopus unique is that a significant portion of its intelligence is distributed throughout its arms. About 2/3 of its neurons are outside the central brain. In the arms and suction cups, each arm functions like an autonomous sensory motor system. The suction cups are equipped with touch receptors and chemoreceptors, allowing the octopus to assess structure, shape, texture, and even the chemical composition of objects. As a result, the octopus can simultaneously explore its surroundings with each arm independently. One arm may probe a rock crevice in search of food, while another reaches toward potential shelter. This distributed nervous system enables the performance of multiple complex tasks simultaneously. Tasks that would require immense coordination between hands and brain in a human. The octopus's central brain is exceptionally developed compared to other invertebrates and possesses a complex cortical structure. It has the capacity for learning, short-term and long-term memory, and action planning. Studies have shown that octopuses can solve problems, navigate mazes, use tools, and even learn by observing others' behaviors once thought to be limited to mammals. This demonstrates not just instinctive reactions, but true analytical thinking and the ability to anticipate the consequences of their actions. The neuronal distribution within the arms is so intricate that it is almost as if each arm has its own mini-brain. This allows the arms to make rapid decisions without engaging the central brain. When the octopus explores crevices or captures prey, nerve impulses generated locally in the arm determine the precise positioning of suction cups, the strength of grip, and the speed of movement, while the central brain focuses on overall strategy and control of the rest of the body. This distributed intelligence is entirely unique in the animal kingdom and is one of the reasons octopuses are such masterful hunters and manipulators of their environment. Additionally, the octopus brain exhibits remarkable neuroplasticity. Its neurons can adapt to new situations, and the nervous system can reconfigure itself in response to injury or environmental challenges. This enables octopuses to adjust their behavior to changes in the ecosystem, respond to new threats, and utilize acquired experience in astonishingly sophisticated ways. Asterisk. The octopus is not only a master of flexibility and intelligence, but also possesses a circulatory system that is as extraordinary as the rest of its anatomy. At the heart of this cephalopod beat 3 hearts, each with a strictly defined function. 2 of them, known as branchial hearts, are responsible for pumping blood to the gills. Where gas exchange occurs, oxygen is absorbed from the water and carbon dioxide is expelled. The 3rd heart, called the systemic heart, pumps oxygenated blood to the rest of the body, delivering oxygen and nutrients to the muscles, arms, and internal organs. Remarkably, the branchial hearts stop beating when the octopus moves, while only the systemic heart continues to work tirelessly, a mechanism perfectly adapted to life in water, efficiently supporting circulation. Even during intense activity, the octopus's blood is as fascinating as its heart's. It is blue. This unusual color results from the presence of copper in the protein hemocyanin, which serves as an oxygen carrier. In most animals, oxygen is transported in the blood by iron-containing hemoglobin, giving blood its red color. In octopuses, however, the copper and hemocyanin turns the blood blue, and the oxygen-binding mechanism allows the blood to function exceptionally well in cold waters that are often low in oxygen, where these animals live. Blue blood is therefore an excellent adaptation to environments where oxygen is scarce and water temperature limits the efficiency of chemical processes responsible for gas transport. The octopus's circulatory system is highly efficient, especially considering its soft, flexible body and lack of bones. Hemocyanin is dissolved in the plasma, and the pumping of blood through 3 hearts ensures rapid delivery of oxygen to the active muscles in the arms, which are the main tools for hunting and manipulating the environment. This system enables the octopus to launch lightning-fast attacks, climb over rocks, slip into crevices, and respond in real time without experiencing oxygen deprivation. even during intense physical exertion. Furthermore, the octopus's circulatory system works in harmony with its distributed nervous and muscular systems. The systemic heart operates in concert with the central brain, while the branchial hearts respond to the local oxygen demands of the arms. This perfect integration of physiology and survival strategy allows octopuses to thrive in environments that would be extreme for other animals. With challenges in oxygen availability, temperature, and pressure, the octopus is a master of regeneration and flexibility, and its body serves as a living example of how evolution can combine elasticity with survival. Each of its 8 arms can be damaged, bitten off by a predator, or trapped in a crevice. Yet the octopus possesses the ability to fully regenerate. This process is far from a simple regrowth. It involves the reconstruction of muscles, nerves, blood vessels, and suction cups, all restored to full functionality. This means that every arm, despite being autonomous and equipped with its own nervous system, can be replaced without limiting the octopus's ability to hunt, explore, or defend itself. The body flexibility of the octopus is not limited to arm regeneration alone. Its lack of a skeleton, bones, or rigid structure allows for extraordinary maneuvers. The body can change shape, squeeze through narrow cracks, alter its outline, and even mimic entirely different organisms. This ability for dynamic shape-shifting is supported by segmented muscles and a hydrostatic skeleton, the muscle system. Inflated with internal fluid, acts like a hydraulic system, allowing movements that are both precise and flexible. This enables the octopus to twist its arms in multiple directions, increase or decrease the diameter of its body, and even flatten itself into a thin sheet to slip through spaces that seem physically impossible. Moreover, the regenerative and flexible abilities are tightly connected to the octopus's intelligence and distributed nervous system. Its arms can independently explore, investigate, and grasp, while newly regrown tissues integrate with the nervous system, regaining full control and functionality. This means that even after serious injury, the octopus's body and mind retain their complexity. The new arm learns to function like the one it replaced, restoring symmetry and full dexterity. The flexibility of the octopus's body is also crucial to its defensive strategies. It can mimic a rock, a plant, or a piece of coral, altering the texture and shape of its skin through chromatophores' special pigment, cells that work with muscles to create the illusion of textures and patterns. Combined with the ability to slip through narrow crevices or to detach an arm as a distraction for a predator, the octopus becomes a true master of camouflage and survival, regeneration and flexibility. In octopuses are traits honed by millions of years of life in dangerous, ever-changing ocean environments. Every injury, every lost fragment of the body does not signify the end. It becomes an opportunity for rebuilding and adaptation. When combined with intelligence and a distributed nervous system, this creates a truly unique organism, capable of astonishing feats in exploration, hunting, and self-defense. The octopus's skin is a true masterpiece of evolution, packed with specialized cells that allow it to alter its appearance almost instantaneously. The most important of these are chromatophores, tiny, elastic pigment-containing cells that, thanks to a complex system of muscles and tendons, can expand or contract, revealing or hiding color. It is precisely these cells that allow an octopus to change the color of its skin within fractions of a second from deep reds, yellows, and greens to nearly black shades depending on its needs. Chromatophores work in concert with other specialized cells, such as iridophores and leucophores, which reflect light and give the skin a metallic sheen or pearlescent highlights, as well as soft cells responsible for texture. This combination enables the octopus not only to change color, but also to alter patterns and surface structure. It can mimic a smooth stone, rough coral, algae, or even imitate fine irregularities in its surroundings. This ability allows it to blend seamlessly into nearly any environment, both in terms of color and three-dimensional texture. Skin transformation is controlled by both the central brain and local neurons in the arms, allowing the octopus to respond instantaneously to stimuli. When a predator approaches, the skin can immediately take on protective colors and mimetic patterns, fading into the background. The combination of color and texture change with a flexible body enables the octopus not only to hide but also to deceive potential threats, becoming nearly invisible among rocks, sand, or vegetation. In its camouflage artistry, the octopus achieves almost magical effects, disappearing into its surroundings in a way that seems impossible to the human eye. Its ability to mimic stones, plants, sand, or coral fragments goes beyond color change. The skin adopts the texture and patterns of the substrate, creating a three-dimensional illusion that effectively masks its presence. Muscles in the skin, controlled by neurons, allow the formation of bumps, folds, and irregularities that perfectly mirror nearby rocks, algae, or shells, making the octopus nearly indistinguishable from its environment. Even the sand and small stones over which it moves are accurately reflected thanks to the precise movements of its arms and variable pigments. On sand, its body can adopt light, grainy shades with subtle shadows mimicking surface irregularities. While on a darker rock, the chromatophores adjust, darkening the skin and producing patterns resembling spots or microstructures of stone. Vegetation, such as seaweed, is replicated not only in color. An octopus can lift portions of its arms and elongate its body, creating the illusion of swaying leaves or stems moving with the current. This ability to disappear into its surroundings results from an extraordinary combination of visual perception, instant background analysis by the brain, and precise skin control. The octopus not only observes the colors and shapes around it, but also simulates textures, contrasts, and shadows, which in the wild often determine its survival. A predator looking at irregular rocks or rough coral may completely overlook the animal, even when it is right next to them. This camouflage is not only defensive but also actively used in hunting. The octopus can watch its prey undetected among sand and stones and then launch its arms with surgical precision. It is precisely this capacity to blend into the environment, to reproduce colors, textures, and movements almost perfectly, that makes the octopus one of the most skilled masters of mimicry in the animal kingdom. The octopus, a master of camouflage, does not limit itself to simply blending into the background. It can transform into something entirely different, mimicking other creatures whose presence deters predators or confuses potential prey. This is an extraordinary strategy of mimicry, rarely seen in such a perfected form in the animal kingdom. Thanks to its flexible body, controlled muscles, and chromatophores, the octopus can, in an instant, change not only the color and pattern of its skin, but also the shape of its body, assuming forms that to an observer may resemble a snake, a fish, or even a stinging sea anemone. When facing a threat, some species of octopus can extend and elongate their bodies and arms, creating shapes reminiscent of a sea snake or serpent, a form that can effectively intimidate many predators. The movements of the body, combined with the appropriate coloration and patterns, complete the illusion. The predator sees a familiar, dangerous shape and often abandons its attack, unsure whether the octopus is truly a defenseless mollusk. Some octopuses adopt the silhouette of a fish, expanding their bodies and manipulating their arms to mimic fins and a tail. This allows them not only to deter predators but also to approach prey unnoticed, as the victim fails to realize the presence of a dangerous mollusk nearby. By synchronizing the movements of its body with the flow of water and the surrounding environment, the octopus becomes nearly indistinguishable from a real fish, gaining a tactical advantage in hunting. Mimicry also extends to symbiosis with elements of the environment, such as sea anemones. The octopus can adopt the shape and color of the stinging bodies of anemones, imitating their immobile, undulating arms. A predator perceives a familiar, dangerous organism, unaware that it faces an intelligent mollusk capable of rapid reaction. Even micro-details, such as spines, bumps, or irregularities on the surface, are precisely replicated, making the mimicry exceptionally effective. This ability to imitate other creatures requires not only precise control of muscles and chromatophores, but also intelligence and rapid perception. The octopus analyzes its surroundings, identifies potential threats, and instantaneously adapts its appearance to the most effective defensive strategy. It is a combination of physiology, neurobiology, and evolutionary finesse, through which the octopus has become one of the most astonishing masters of survival in the ocean. The octopus is a master of instantaneous transformation. Its camouflage is not a slow process. Color, pattern, or skin texture can change in fractions of a second, faster than the human eye can respond. Thanks to chromatophores, microscopic pigment sacs controlled by muscles. The octopus's brain can immediately signal the expansion or contraction of hundreds of thousands of these structures, producing an instant shift in coloration. At the same time, other specialized cells, iridophores and leucophores, reflect light in specific ways, adding shine or brightening, allowing perfect adaptation to lighting and background contrast. The entire process is so rapid that an octopus can, in an instant, go from nearly transparent and invisible against the sand to dark and striped, resembling coral or seaweed. This reaction is instinctive and supported by a highly developed nervous system. The brain analyzes the environment and sends impulses to the skin in less than the blink of an eye. Such instantaneous change allows the octopus not only to evade predators, but also to prepare for a sudden strike or escape. Thanks to this speed of action, the octopus is virtually invisible to a predator's sight. Even if it is spotted, its body can, within seconds, adopt the appearance of the surrounding environment, blurring contours and shapes. This makes the octopus's camouflage not just a passive defense but a dynamic survival strategy, operating in real time, fully synchronized with the animal's behavior and its responses to the environment. The intelligence of the octopus is a phenomenon that has fascinated scientists for decades, and its problem-solving abilities seem to surpass expectations of the invertebrate world. One of the most well-known demonstrations of this intelligence is the octopus's ability to open jars, boxes, or even locked lids. In laboratories and research centers, scientists have repeatedly observed octopuses recognizing locking mechanisms, manipulating them with their arms, and accessing the contents they seek. Each arm acts as an independent manipulator, fully controlled by the brain, allowing the animal to experiment, test different strategies, and learn from mistakes. The process of opening a jar is not a simple stroke of luck. The octopus first examines the object, using touch and taste to assess its structure, testing resistance and movement possibilities. Then, using its arms, it begins to slowly and precisely manipulate the lid or clasp, adjusting the pressure and angle of action. Observers can witness what is almost thinking in motion. The animal analyzes the effect of each movement and adapts its next moves until it achieves its goal. This demonstrates not only practical intelligence but also the ability to plan, short-term memory, and motor coordination on a scale rarely seen in invertebrates. Moreover, octopuses are capable of remembering how they previously opened similar mechanisms, providing clear evidence of learning through experience. In experiments where scientists altered the position of a lock or the difficulty of a jar, octopuses quickly adapted their actions, demonstrating cognitive flexibility and the capacity for innovative problem-solving. This type of intelligence allows them to obtain food in environments where many other predators would consider the task impossible. This ability to manipulate objects, understand mechanics, and learn from mistakes makes octopuses stand out in the animal kingdom not only as masters of camouflage and hunting strategy but also as creators and experimenters in their environment. Their intelligence, expressed through practical action, is one of the most fascinating examples of how evolution has equipped marine organisms with cognitive tools that, in many respects, can rival the intelligence of vertebrates. Octopuses not only amaze with their problem-solving in real time but also possess exceptionally developed memory, both short-term and long-term. Laboratory studies have shown that these cephalopods can retain specific experiences, learn from mistakes, and use previous observations to predict the outcomes of future actions. In experiments with mazes, food jars, or complex traps, octopuses demonstrated the ability to remember spatial arrangements and sequences of actions for hours or even days, reflecting highly flexible short-term memory. Short-term memory allows the octopus to monitor ongoing situations, respond to changes in its environment, and adjust strategies for manipulating objects. For example, in experiments where animals were tasked with opening jars of varying difficulty, each attempt was recorded and analyzed by the octopus's brain in real time. The animal remembered which movements were effective, which levels of force were sufficient, and which actions failed. Subsequent attempts utilized this knowledge, significantly increasing both efficiency and speed in problem-solving. The long-term memory of octopuses is equally remarkable. In studies where the same tasks were reintroduced after several days or weeks, The animals often recalled how they had previously solved the problem, even if conditions had slightly changed. This demonstrates that octopuses can store knowledge in a lasting way, a rare ability among invertebrates. Long-term memory enables them not only to avoid dangers but also to optimize hunting and exploration of their environment. Researchers have also observed memory generalization in octopuses, the ability to transfer experience from one type of task to another. For instance, if an octopus learned to open one type of jar, it could more quickly handle others, even when the mechanism was different. This indicates that their brains do not merely store detailed sequences of movements, but also understand causal relationships between actions and outcomes. Altogether, these abilities paint a picture of the octopus as an exceptionally aware and reflective creature, capable of acting impulsively in response to its environment while also planning ahead, using both short-term and long-term memory. Its intelligence is therefore not merely instinctual, but largely cognitive. The capacity to learn, remember, and adapt to changing conditions is crucial for survival in the challenging marine ecosystems it inhabits. Octopuses are masters not only of camouflage and problem-solving, but also of play and exploration of their surroundings, which provides further evidence of their remarkable intelligence and complex social lives, even though they are solitary by nature. In laboratories and aquariums, scientists have observed octopuses moving object shells, stones, and even toys from one place to another, arranging them in surprisingly deliberate ways. These actions are rarely random. Often, the octopuses appear to create storage areas or experiment with which objects they might use in the future. One of the most fascinating behaviors is object manipulation. Octopuses can grasp toys or containers, roll them, toss them into the water, or slide them along the tank floor. Sometimes they observe the reactions of their surroundings, as if testing the effects of their actions. Studies have shown that octopuses treat objects as a form of mental stimulation, using them to exercise dexterity, motor coordination, and problem-solving skills in situations free from the pressures of hunting or defending territory. Octopuses also display behaviors resembling social play, despite being a solitary species. In experiments where two individuals were placed in the same tank, researchers occasionally observed interactions such as touching each other's arms, manipulating objects together, and even subtle chases and evasions, which could be interpreted as playful activity. These behaviors have no immediate survival purpose but allow the development of motor, cognitive, and adaptive skills. Some octopuses in aquariums also demonstrated a tendency to hide objects or stash food and toys, concealing them under rocks, in crevices, or beneath sand. This shows a remarkable ability to plan and anticipate future needs. If the octopus moves away temporarily, it can return to the prepared location to retrieve the object. These behaviors resemble cognitive games and exercises, which in vertebrates are linked to learning and adaptation. All of this creates a picture of the octopus as a creature with immense curiosity and a drive for exploration that goes far beyond basic biological needs. For octopuses, play is not merely entertainment. It is a form of training, environmental exploration, and intellectual development. Every interaction with their surroundings becomes a potential lesson, exercise, or experiment. Octopuses lead intensely solitary lives, with lifestyles dramatically different from many other marine creatures. Most species spend nearly their entire lives alone, exploring their territory, hunting, and resting without the company of others. Solitude is not a problem for them. On the contrary, it is an essential part of survival. Each octopus maintains its own recognizable territory, patrolling it and defending access to food and shelter from intruders. Conflicts are rare, but when they occur, they can be extremely aggressive, as octopuses do not share resources and lack the cooperative mechanisms typical of schooling animals. Despite their solitary nature, octopuses exhibit surprising abilities to communicate and recognize other individuals. By changing skin color, body patterns, and arm shapes, they can signal their presence, warn, or attract a mate during the breeding season. While they rarely form permanent groups, brief, temporary interactions sometimes occur, typically associated with reproduction or gathering in areas rich in food. These short-lived encounters are the exception, rather than the rule. The octopus's lifestyle is also strongly tied to its hidden, camouflaged way of life. Shelters in rock crevices, under boulders, or in hollow dens form the center of its existence. These are places to rest, hide from predators, protect eggs, and plan hunting strategies. Time spent in these refuges is also a period of recovery, environmental analysis, and planning the next moves. Octopuses are masters of patience and strategic thinking. Living alone also contributes to the development of their intellect and complex behaviors. Without partners to share knowledge, each octopus must learn independently how to hunt, manipulate objects, and respond to changing environmental conditions. This necessity for self-reliance, combined with their innate curiosity, makes octopuses highly adaptive and creative in their daily lives. Their solitary nature does not limit their ability to interact. On the contrary, every rare encounter with another octopus is rich in meaning, subtle signals, and communicative behaviors. These animals teach us that solitude can coexist with intelligence, strategic thinking, and the capacity for extraordinarily complex adaptation in the marine environment. Octopuses are highly territorial, and their sense of a personal territory is one of the defining features of their lifestyle. Each octopus maintains a consistent area that it patrols and defends from intruders. The boundaries of this territory are usually well defined by natural obstacles, the availability of food, and suitable hiding spots. This territory is more than just a hunting ground, it is also a sanctuary, a private space where the octopus can rest, lay eggs, and recuperate. A fascinating aspect of their territorial behavior is the construction of their own dens using pebbles, shells, and stones. Octopuses carefully select materials and arrange them around the entrance of their hiding place, creating a kind of fortification that protects them from predators and unwanted visitors. These makeshift fortresses serve as shelter, strategic observation points, and even storage spaces, sometimes containing food remnants or items that the octopus can later use for hunting and camouflage. Building these dens requires not only dexterity but also planning. The octopus understands which elements best block the entrance and which allow for a quick escape in case of danger. It often uses its arms to move heavier objects or carefully position stones, demonstrating intelligence and the capacity for deliberate action. This combination of territoriality and environmental manipulation makes octopuses masters of creating secure spaces in a world filled with predators. Their need for personal territory extends beyond physical space. Octopuses remember the limits of their domain, can recognize intruders, and respond appropriately, sometimes avoiding direct confrontation, sometimes using surprise and agility to defend their home. This ensures that their solitary lifestyle is both effective and safe, making each octopus den a hub for survival strategies, learning, and environmental observation. Hunting for an octopus is a display of intelligence, patience, and dexterity, honed over millions of years alongside the evolution of its prey. The octopus is not a simple predator, it is a strategist, a tactician, an observer, and a master of camouflage simultaneously. Its soft, flexible body allows it to squeeze into the narrowest rock crevices, lying in wait for prey. While hidden, it blends seamlessly into the background, changing color, texture, and even light reflection on its skin, becoming nearly invisible to the eyes of fish and crustaceans. When prey unknowingly comes within reach, the octopus strikes with lightning speed, extending its 8 arms like elastic loops, with suction cups gripping every movement precisely. Each arm operates somewhat independently, capable of moving and exploring the environment on its own. This means the octopus can envelop and hold prey with multiple arms while the remaining arms survey the area or prepare for the next strike. Suction cups do more than physically grasp, they can taste and detect chemical signals in the water, allowing the octopus to distinguish edible prey from neutral objects. Hunting methods vary widely depending on the type of prey. For soft fish and crustaceans, the octopus uses a rapid wrapping technique, immobilizing the prey and delivering paralyzing toxins secreted from glands in its arms. For crabs and lobsters, it adopts a more patient approach, waiting for the prey to emerge from its hiding spot, then using its arms to block the exit and extract the animal. For bivalves and other hard-shelled prey, the octopus employs enzymes to soften the inner muscles or mechanically manipulates the shell, rotating it and applying pressure until the prey opens naturally. Every movement is calculated, precise, and adapted to the physical properties of the prey. showcasing the octopus's extraordinary planning and rapid information processing. Octopuses can also utilize water and ink in hunting. From concealment, they can release a jet of water to misdirect or reposition fish, or release an ink cloud to temporarily blind the opponent, causing panic. During such ambushes, the octopus remains invisible, observing the prey's reactions and adjusting its strategy in real time. It is as if watching a chess master playing two games simultaneously, responding to every change on the board in a fraction of a second. In rare instances, octopuses even display cooperative behavior. Observations in laboratories and in the wild have recorded cases where an octopus worked with fish or even another octopus, directing prey so the other creature could capture it more easily, while the first remained at a safe distance. This is not only a strategy for acquiring food, but also a remarkable example of behavioral flexibility and adaptability. Setting octopuses apart from most other invertebrates. Hunting is also a lesson in patience. The octopus does not strike hastily or waste energy. It can spend hours observing an area, analyzing the behavior of fish and crustaceans, and planning the optimal path to capture food. Even the smallest mistake could mean wasted energy or a lost meal, which is why its actions have been perfected over millions of years of evolution. The octopus is not a blind predator. It is a clever strategist that knows when to act, when to wait, and how to manipulate its prey into submission. Octopus hunting demonstrates that nature does not spare either physical skill or brain power. Every movement, chemical signal, and change in skin color has meaning. The combination of strength, dexterity, intelligence, and refined tactics makes the octopus one of the most fascinating predators on Earth. A creature that proves even without bones, claws, or jaws, one can become a master of underwater strategy. The octopus is a master of survival when it comes to defense, employing strategies that combine intelligence, dexterity, and evolutionary sophistication. When a threat approaches unexpectedly, it does not react impulsively or thoughtlessly. Its soft, flexible body gives it an advantage envied by many predators. The first line of defense is camouflage. To a predator, it becomes invisible, as if dissolved into the water. But if camouflage fails, other strategies are triggered. One of the most well-known tactics is ink release. A dense, dark cloud fills the water between the octopus and its adversary, visually deceiving and disorienting the predator. Ink acts like a smokescreen in a military theater. It not only conceals the octopus but also chemically confuses the predator by altering the scent and texture of the water, causing its instincts to misfire at a critical moment. Meanwhile, the octopus uses its softness and flexibility to rapidly change position, squeeze into a crevice, or move out of the predator's reach. Its ability for self-defense is equally remarkable. When necessary, an octopus can detach one of its own arms, leaving it in the predator's grasp or nearby to facilitate escape. This phenomenon, known as autotomy, is an extreme testament to evolutionary wisdom. Life and the ability to continue feeding are more valuable than the loss of a single limb, which will regenerate. Combined with immediate camouflage and ink release, the octopus creates a dynamic defense system that surpasses most other invertebrates in the water. Some species develop additional behavioral strategies. Field observations and laboratory experiments show that octopuses can use indirect escape maneuvers before the predator fully detects their movement. They change swimming direction, assume a spherical shape, or drag their bodies along the seafloor, using sand, rocks, and plants to confuse the enemy. Their arms operate independently during this time, exploring the substrate and assessing the safest path. This is a form of real-time strategic improvisation, a combination of experience, instinct, and sophisticated physiology that ensures survival in a hazardous environment. Octopus defense also includes seemingly overly cautious behaviors. When sensing danger nearby, they can merge with their surroundings for hours, remaining perfectly still and silent. This prolonged concealment is not just camouflage, it is observation. The octopus monitors predator movements, analyzes risks, and evaluates the chances of a safe escape. Such patience and precision demonstrate that its intelligence is not only for acquiring food, but primarily for survival. All these mechanisms make the octopus one of the most extraordinary underwater creatures. Its defense is not random. It is a flexible, adaptive, and highly effective system that combines the physical capabilities of its body with intelligence. experience, and the ability to anticipate threats. Observing it in nature, one can see an almost sophisticated military strategy in every movement: camouflage, smokescreen, arm detachment, escape, control of surrounding space, everything synchronized in a perfect rhythm of survival. The male octopus enters the world of reproduction fully aware of the risks and equipped with a sophisticated strategy. Its body, adapted to the harshest challenges of underwater life, gains a new, extraordinary tool, a specialized arm called the hectocotylus. This is no ordinary arm. It is a precise organ designed solely to transfer sperm to the female. During copulation, the male must approach the female, often larger and stronger than himself, risking attack or rejection. The hectocotylus, delicate, flexible, yet durable, acts like a precision syringe, depositing spermatophores safely near the female's reproductive opening. The entire process is a spectacular display of evolutionary ingenuity. The male often cannot sustain prolonged contact or engage in combat. Its movements must be swift, accurate, and coordinated. In some species, the hectocotylus is so long and dexterous that the male may practically never touch the female's body directly, minimizing the risk of injury or aggression. After transferring the spermatophores, the arm may even detach or remain inside the female, continuing the reproductive process independently of the male's fate. It is almost a futuristic strategy, prioritizing the life and survival of the species over the comfort and safety of the individual. The male prepares for this performance for months, with every move and decision in the water carefully calculated. Some species use their camouflage to approach the female unnoticed, while others risk direct contact, relying on the dexterity and agility of their arms. The hectocotylus is unique in the animal kingdom, a testament that octopus reproduction is not a simple biological act but a complex, sophisticated process in which strategy, anatomy, and instinct combine in a precise, elegant dance. For the female, the process is equally dynamic. She decides which spermatophores to accept and when to use them. Sperm can be stored in her body for extended periods until environmental conditions are optimal for laying eggs. Every movement she makes, every decision to accept or reject spermatophores, directly affects the survival of the next generation. Once the eggs are fertilized, the female octopus enters a period of dedicated parental care, fully committing herself to protecting her offspring. Every movement of her arms, every moment of vigilance, directly influences the chances of survival for her young. She selects a safe, sheltered spot in crevices, under rocks, or in specially prepared burrows on the seafloor. These locations are chosen with precision. They must be protected from water currents, predators, and excessive sunlight that could harm the delicate embryos. Each nesting site becomes a miniature sanctuary, where future generations of octopuses develop. After laying her eggs, the female embarks on a near-endless vigil. Her arms are arranged around the clutch, ensuring that every egg is constantly shielded and in a safe position. But protection is not only physical. She uses her arms and siphon to fan water over the eggs, maintaining circulation and providing access to fresh, oxygen-rich water. This gentle, continuous flow prevents mold, debris accumulation, and stagnation that could destroy the eggs. Every movement, every wave of water is precise, consistent, and uninterrupted. The female does not rest, her entire metabolism devoted to the survival of her young. This period of care lasts weeks, often months. During this time, she does not leave the nest, and most of her energy is focused on maintaining optimal conditions for the eggs. She stops hunting, reduces food intake, and endures long periods of fasting, relying on energy reserves stored beforehand. This extreme sacrifice exemplifies total dedication, almost complete surrender of her personal life for the life of the next generation. Some species display almost obsessive vigilance. The female moves slowly, gently adjusting stones or shells to optimize the microenvironment for her eggs. Any change in water flow, any influx of sand or marine sediment, is immediately compensated for by her movements. At night, when other predators become more active, she focuses even more intently on the nest, pressing her body closer to the eggs and arranging her arms to create an almost impenetrable barrier. Water chemistry, temperature, and oxygenation are as crucial to her as physical protection. She can regulate water flow around the eggs to maintain stable temperatures and optimal oxygen levels, because even minor changes could delay embryo development or cause mortality. Her senses are finely tuned. She detects subtle shifts in water movement, the presence of small predators, and nearby organisms. Every stimulus is processed instantly, and her arm movements are precise. Almost ballet. What may seem like extreme stress or a biological requirement is, in fact, instinctual mastery. During this time, the female octopus becomes architect, guardian, and biologist all at once, creating ideal conditions that maximize her offspring's survival. There is no room for error. Every motion, every decision is a test of her strategy's effectiveness. She does not leave the nest even for a moment, not for rest, not for comfort, but solely for the life she cradles in her arms. This period of egg care concludes when the young are sufficiently developed and ready to live independently. The female, exhausted, often dies or becomes severely weakened after such prolonged fasting and effort. Her life becomes entirely dedicated to the next generation, and every action, every movement, every fan of water is proof of the octopus's extraordinary intelligence, precision, and instinct, which enable it to pass life forward. Across the ocean, among rocks and sands, her sacrifice is nearly invisible. Yet every octopus that survives because of this extraordinary care is a testament to the perfect fusion of biology, instinct, and maternal devotion. Within this single, remarkable life process, the full depth of evolution and the finesse of nature are embodied, making the octopus one of the ocean's most fascinating and intelligent creatures. The life of an octopus is filled with intense experiences, yet its ending is always sad and inevitable. After months of caring for her eggs, the female, exhausted, hungry, and weakened, reaches the end of her life. All her energy, all her care, and every strategy she employed to protect her young have been spent for the sake of future generations. It is a dramatic, yet profoundly beautiful example of sacrifice her brief life reaches. Its climax in the act of reproduction and maternal care. Adult octopuses typically live only 1 to 2 years, and within this short span, they must experience learning, hunting, camouflage, exploration, and the development of skills essential for survival, before passing life on to the next generation. Their post-reproductive death is a sorrowful, natural conclusion to the cycle. A reminder that even the most intelligent and fascinating creatures of the ocean are subject to the inexorable laws of nature. This brief, intense life endows every octopus, every action, every movement of its arms with extraordinary significance. Their existence becomes a quiet testament to both the beauty and the harshness of the natural world. Octopuses, often associated with reefs and shallow waters, are by no means limited to calm, pleasant environments. Some species have mastered life in the extreme corners of the ocean, where the pressure is almost unimaginable and sunlight never reaches. In the depths, hundreds or thousands of meters below the surface, every drop of water exerts immense pressure on the octopus's body. Yet its soft, malleable structure adapts perfectly, allowing it to move, hunt, and react with precision that is hard to fathom. The absence of a skeleton, combined with body flexibility and the hydraulic system of its arms, ensures that even under enormous pressure, its body neither deforms nor sustains damage. Darkness in these depths is absolute. The sun never penetrates, and the environment offers minimal visual stimuli. Octopuses living here have developed exceptionally refined senses of touch and smell, and some species can emit their own light, using bioluminescence for communication, luring prey, or warning predators. In such conditions, every arm movement, every change in skin color or texture, carries critical importance. Even the slightest chemical signal in the water can determine hunting success or survival. Life in these extremes also demands remarkable metabolic resilience. Temperatures drop nearly to freezing, and the energy gained from hunting is extraordinarily valuable. Deep-sea octopuses move slowly and efficiently, planning each action to conserve calories, yet they respond instantly when opportunities arise. Their circulatory and respiratory systems operate under conditions that would be lethal for most organisms: 3 hearts and copper-rich. Blue blood transport oxygen even in an environment of extreme pressure and darkness. Life in these realms is solitary and demanding, but octopuses demonstrate that intelligence, flexibility, and adaptability allow them to survive where most creatures would never dare to venture. It is proof that even in the harshest, most inaccessible corners of the ocean, nature has produced beings capable of complex thinking, precise hunting, and survival in extremes that seem incomprehensible to humans. In the ocean, there exist octopuses so extraordinary that their very existence seems like something out of a science fiction story. Some species are nearly completely transparent, their bodies resembling glass, with internal organs visible to the naked eye. This remarkable transparency acts as a perfect camouflage shield. In the dark, deep waters, the octopus becomes nearly invisible to predators and prey alike. Its skin, though delicate, can reflect light and mask the body's contours. And every movement of its arms seems like part of a dance in the water, unseen and almost surreal. Another fascinating phenomenon is bioluminescent octopuses, which generate their own light. Glowing spots on the arms, flickering points on the body, or fully illuminated sections serve various purposes, from attracting prey to deterring predators or communicating with others in the darkness of the depths. Each bright emission of light is neurologically controlled, and some species can change the light pattern in an instant. As if painting invisible images in the water, some of these strange octopuses are also miniature, only a few centimeters in size, and their transparency makes them almost indistinguishable from their surroundings. Others reach impressive sizes, yet can still achieve near-complete invisibility thanks to extraordinary body plasticity and the ability to manipulate color, texture, and skin translucency. These octopuses are proof of evolution's incredible creativity. Creatures that would have no chance of survival under ordinary conditions develop camouflage, light emission, and transparency skills to thrive in the ocean's extremes. Their appearance is so surreal that anyone who has seen them might feel as though they are observing beings from another planet. These unusual octopuses demonstrate that intelligence, adaptability, and physical flexibility, combined with extraordinary biological traits, make them some of the most fascinating and mysterious inhabitants of the oceans. The octopus has fascinated humans for centuries, and its extraordinary anatomy and behaviors quickly permeated culture and mythology. Ancient observers attributed supernatural qualities to these marine creatures. Their flexible bodies, ability to change shape, incredible intelligence, and sudden, lightning-fast reactions in the face of danger made the octopus seem like a being not of this world. In Norse and maritime mythology, its silhouette often took the form of a gigantic monster, the kraken, capable of sinking entire ships by wrapping them in its powerful tentacles. Tales of the kraken, full of drama and terror, have survived in seafaring literature to this day, becoming symbols of the untamed power of the ocean and the mysteries lurking beneath its surface. At the same time, in contemporary culture, the octopus has become a symbol of intelligence, cunning, and flexibility. Its extraordinary cognitive abilities, memory, capacity for learning, and problem-solving captivate scientists and artists alike, who incorporate the octopus into art, literature, and film. In visual culture, it often appears as a metaphor for creativity. Its arms, which operate almost autonomously, symbolize multitasking and the complexity of thought. In Japanese art and modern illustration, the octopus is depicted both as a mysterious, almost fantastical figure and as a symbol of the elusive, ever-changing nature of marine life. In literature and film, the motif of the octopus is used to explore both naturalistic and psychological themes. Its camouflage ability becomes a metaphor for hidden traits and secrets, while its intelligence and cunning symbolize advantage in a challenging world. Whether as the kraken of legend or the clever, dexterous creature studied by scientists, the octopus remains one of the most captivating symbols bridging nature, culture, and human imagination. Octopuses harbor more secrets than one might imagine, and each new discovery about them seems to astonish both researchers and nature enthusiasts. One of the most fascinating aspects of their biology is the unique structure of their suckers. Each sucker has a pattern and shape so distinctive that it can be said an octopus has its own fingerprints. This is not merely a curiosity. It is also evidence of the remarkable individuality of these creatures, which leave traces of their contact with the environment in this way. Equally astonishing is their ability to change the consistency of their bodies almost like clay. They can become soft and flexible, slipping into crevices and narrow spaces, while at other times maintaining firmness to manipulate objects more effectively or resist the flow of water. This ability allows them not only to survive in extreme conditions, but also to hunt efficiently and defend themselves from predators. Their brains and nervous systems are equally extraordinary. Octopuses can put their arms into a partial sleep state, meaning that some of their 8 limbs function independently, performing tasks while the rest of the body rests. This phenomenon allows them to continuously monitor their surroundings and maintain activity even during periods of rest. Octopuses also use tools, which until recently was thought to be reserved for certain mammals. They gather shells, coconuts, or stones and use them as shelters, shields, or weapons, demonstrating not only intelligence but also creativity and planning ability. Their capacity for learning is impressive. They can solve puzzles faster than some mammals. An experience gained in one task can be applied to another, showing their ability to generalize and think abstractly. Even their defensive mechanisms remain fascinating. The ink they release when threatened temporarily disorients them, yet still enables escape from predators. This demonstrates that their behaviors result from a subtle balance between instinct, experience, and intelligence. An octopus must constantly regulate its responses to avoid harming itself while maximizing its chances of survival. Each of these traits makes the octopus one of the most captivating inhabitants of the oceans. This animal, which combines extraordinary physiology, intelligence, individuality, and remarkable adaptive abilities, stands as a symbol of how the unknown depths can harbor creatures that surpass our expectations of animal capabilities. The octopus is not only a master of camouflage and a skilled hunter, but above all, living proof that intelligence in nature takes many forms, often surprising and unexpected.